Good morning. We have been discussing the properties of the unilateral Laplace transform. So, we have discussed already the linearity, scaling, time shift property, S domain shift, and we also discussed the convolution and differentiation in S domain. Today we'll discuss the differentiation in time domain. So we know the Laplace transform of x of t exists, and therefore consider the unilateral Laplace transform of dx of t dt. So differentiation in S domain is, by the definition we can write here, d of dt into x of t. Okay, so the unilateral Laplace transform of this is 0 minus to infinity p of x of t to dt into e raised to power minus st into dt. So this xt is having the Laplace, that is integral of the e raised to power st into dt. Okay, so here the integrating by parts. Integrating by parts, we get d of x of t to dt. This is equal to unilateral Laplace transform of this. So integration by parts. So x of t into e raised to power minus st, and the limit we are putting here 0 minus to infinity plus yes, the integration over 0 minus to infinity x of t into e raised to power minus st into dt. So this is integrating by parts, and now this x of s is exist. It follows that what is x of t into e raised to power minus st? This will become 0 as t approaches infinity. Okay, x of t will become 0 as t approaches infinity, and therefore x of t into e raised to power minus st, this will, at t is equal to infinity, this will become 0. And furthermore, the integral of this part is this. So what is the integral of this is nothing but x of s. So we can write here d dt of x of t unilateral Laplace transform is s into x of s minus x of 0 minus these are the initial conditions. So this is the differentiation in the time domain. This is the differentiation in the time domain. Okay, so we'll consider one example. Verify the differentiation property. We can verify this differentiation property by considering the example. X of t is equal to e raised to power at into ut. So find the Laplace transform. Find the Laplace transform of dx sub t of dt by the direct calculation, what we have seen from the above equation. So the solution for this is apply the product rule for differentiation to obtain the derivatives of x sub t where this t is greater than 0 minus. So differentiation is d of dt into e raised to power at into ut. Okay, so the differentiation of this is a into e raised to power at into ut plus the impulse function del t. Okay, so this is by applying the rule for the differentiation to obtain the derivative of x of t where t is greater than 0 minus. So the unilateral Laplace transform of the unilateral Laplace transform of e raised to power at into a into u of t is a times the unilateral Laplace transform of a times the unilateral Laplace transform of e raised to power at into ut. Therefore, we can directly write here and del of t. What is the unilateral Laplace transform of del of t? It is 1. That is impulse Laplace transform of the impulse function is 1. Therefore, we can directly write this dxt of dt is equal to a into e raised to power at into u of t plus del t, and this is equal to the unilateral Laplace transform of this a into e raised to power at into ut is a times the the unilateral Laplace transform of e raised to power at into ut. So this is s minus e plus what is the Laplace transform of this del of t? It is 1. Therefore, if you solve this further, you will get here s over s minus e, s over s minus e. So let us derive these results using the differentiation property we have seen, and therefore just we have seen this is a d dt of x of t unilateral Laplace transform. This is x into x of s minus x of 0 minus is equal to s over s minus e. Okay. So this is the verification of the differentiation property. Next is the integration property. So integration property, we have to integrate from minus infinity to t. This is x of tau d tau. And the unilateral Laplace transform of this is x of -1, that is 0 minus 1 by s plus x of s over s. Okay, so this is the pair of the integration property in the time domain and s domain, and therefore here we can write here where s x raised to -1 of 0 minus is equal to the integration over minus infinity to 0 minus x of tau into d tau. So this is the area under x of t from the limit minus infinity to 0 minus. Okay. The initial and final value theorems. The initial and final value theorem allows us to determine the initial value, that is x of 0 plus, and the final value x of infinity of x of t directly from x of s. Okay. So the initial and final value theorem allows us to determine the initial value x of 0 plus and the final value x of infinity of x of t. Okay, and this is directly from x of s. Okay, these theorems are most often used to evaluate to determine either the initial or final value of the system output without explicitly determining the entire time response of the system. And therefore, the initial value theorem the initial value theorem states that limit s tends to infinity s into x of s is equal to x of 0 plus. So this is the initial value theorem, and we have to keep in mind that initial value theorem does not apply to the rational function x of s in which the order of numerator polynomial is greater than or equal to that of the denominator polynomial order. This we have to keep in mind. And this theorem does not apply to rational function does not apply to rational function x of s in which the order of the numerator polynomial is greater than or equal to that of the denominator polynomial order. Okay. So next is the final value theorem. The final value theorem states that limit h tends to 0 s into x of s is equal to x of infinite. So final value theorem applies only if all the poles of x of s lies in the left half of the s plane, with at most a single pole should be at origin, that is s is equal to 0. The final value theorem applies only if all the poles of x of s are in the left half of the s plane, with at most a single pole at s is equal to 0, that is origin. Applying the initial and final value theorems, determine the initial and final values of the signal x of t. Determine the initial and final values of the signal of the signal x of t, whose unilateral Laplace transform is given as follows. It is x of s is equal to 7s plus 10 divided by s into s plus 2, s into s plus 2. Okay, so the solution we have to find here the initial and final value of the signal x of t, whose unilateral Laplace transform is given 7s plus 10. So we may apply initial value theorems. Okay. What is initial value theorem? Limit s tends to infinity s into x of s. So limit s tends to infinity s into x of s is given. This is 7s plus 10 divided by s into s plus 2. Okay, so here s is cancelled, and here now we can take here s outside from the numerator. So bracket will be 7, and this is 10 by s. Similarly, from the denominator we can take here s outside. So what will be there in the bracket? 1 plus 2 by s. Again this will get cancelled, and now if you put here limit s tends to infinity, so 10 by infinity it will be 0, 2 by infinity will be 0. So ultimately we'll get 7 by 1, and that is equal to 7. And this is the initial value theorem value is into x of s by putting limit at s tends to infinity. Now we have to see whether the final value theorem is applicable or not, as all the poles of x of s lies in the left half of the s plane. How many poles are there? We have to check whether the poles are lying in the left half of the s planes or not. So two poles are there. One is at s is equal to 0, and another is at s is equal to -2. So if you find this on the s plane, and if you put here one pole is at here s is equal to 0, and another pole is at s is equal to -2, it means that it fulfills condition that all the poles of x of s lies in the left half of the s plane, and one pole is at the origin, that is s tends to 0. Therefore, we can use this final value theorem now. What is final value theorem? The final value theorem limit s tends to 0 s into x of s. So limit s tends to 0 s into x of s is 7s plus 10 divided by s into s plus 2. We have to find this value now. Again, what will be the value? This s will cancel, and if you put here s is equal to 0 in this case, what will be there? Okay, So this is the x of infinity, and this is by putting limit s tends to 0 s into x of s. So this is the final, according to the final value theorem, we have calculated this. In this way, we can find the Laplace transform of if the Laplace transform is given for any function, Laplace transform is given, we can determine the initial and final value of the signal x of t. Okay. Thank you very much. I think this much is sufficient today.